Welcome to
John the Introvert Experience.
What is going on, guys? It's Johnny Rax back at it again with the introverted intellect. And today I'm going to talk about one main thing, and that's awkwardness. Why am I awkward? That was the main question I had growing up in middle school and high school. Why am I awkward? And the reason why I was awkward, well, first and foremost was one thing is because I'm shy. And because of being shy, I was very, very disinterested in meeting new people, talking with people. I just did not know what to say. So I was shy. I was awkward. There you go. Hold on, let me get a drink of water here. Nothing like some good filtered water from... Just kidding. I don't have any advertisement for you guys here. So I would just get right into it. Every single time I talked with some person, like every single time it would be somebody new, somebody older than me, I would say a few things, and then all of a sudden I would backtrack in my head. Why am I saying that? Why am I so awkward? That was just like the follow-up question at the end of the day. And it came down to a few things. 3 to be exact, and I want to say this. It's the way I viewed myself is one. The way I viewed myself, me, myself, and I. Now, how you define your story is how you're going to treat yourself. If your mentality is like, I'm shy, I'm a huge introvert, and I don't have anything better to say to people, then of course you're going to put yourself into that situation and things are just going to get real awkward real quick, right? So why put myself around being around other people to put myself in that situation? Because if I view myself as a shy introvert, then what's the point, right? Now, I kept comparing myself to my more charismatic friends and what I saw in the media and on TV. And that was how I viewed myself. It was because I saw a perfect conversation in that environment, and then I bring it back to me now in reality, and those conversations just don't play out the way I would want them to, like in a movie or a TV show. So now I'm stuck here, standing here awkward, don't know what to say. The second is fear of people or people pleasing, and then that goes on to from the first point, because if the way you view yourself is a shy, introverted, awkward guy, then you're gonna have a fear of people. But at the same time, there's also, in a sense, I was fearing people because I wanted to please them. It's my biggest weakness. I like being that pushover guy. Like, oh gosh, I don't want to offend him. I want to say the right things. I want him to like me so much that you just end up wanting to please them in some way, shape, or form. What does that mean? It just means like, I just want to say the right things to people. I didn't want them to hate me because of something wrong I said. And ironically, instead of making it better, it crippled me in the conversation. It didn't bring me anywhere because I wanted to please them rather than move the conversation forward with just what I had to say. So I ended up wanting to say the right things, but yet I said the wrong things because I thought about too much of trying to say the right things, right? Got it. That's point 2. So the view I view myself, fear of people and people pleasing. Third is having no desire to associate with people. It just brings it all back together, wraps in a little bun and tight bow. No desire to associate with people. I would literally make excuses all the time in high school and college not to go anywhere, do anything, because I just did not want to associate with people. I became a CS, computer science major, thinking that I would work in a little cubicle with my nerdy glasses I'm wearing right now and this little button-up shirt, sitting at a desk and going like this, and then just going ahead and hacking away. I mean, hacking away is cool and all, and it's fun, but at the same time, you gotta come back to reality because people are right all around you. You know, people know more than you. I'm not the smartest guy in the world. I need help sometimes, all the time. Yep, all the time. And it just comes down to that. Like, you need people in your life. And you're not going to get anywhere in your life and move up in the ladder of success, quote unquote, if you don't have any association with people, right? Nowadays, I love talking to people. I love it. It's crazy how much things have changed in my life because I decided to make a change. So how did I miraculously come from hating people, thinking people are the worst, to actually having fun and meeting people and talking to people? Now, how to grow from being awkward, that awkward little turtle that I was, right? You guys ever read the book How to Win Friends and Influence People? Well, that changed everything. I'm telling you, everything. You read that book, you're on this path and spiral to learning new things, and you'll hate yourself for it, but at the same time, you'll love yourself so goddamn much. Excuse my French, sorry. So this book changed everything. And I decided to befriend the human race and make relationships, and all of a sudden things changed for me. And here are a few tips of how you could come to that point if you are that awkward little turtle that I once was. Embrace yourself for who you are. That's point one. This goes without saying. That comes from the first point of the last section that I talked about being awkward. Don't tell yourself the story that you are awkward, and just brace yourself who you are. Yeah, you might be awkward and not be good with people, but the thing is, you gotta understand is that the reality is there's no such thing as a perfect conversation, and you have to come back to reality and think, okay, this is where I am and this is where I want to be. Growth mindset, move forward. That's what matters most. Embrace yourself who you are and move forward. Second, embrace people with love. Love is the key to actually having the best conversation, hands down, because love puts you out of yourself into the other person. Now, you know that the slogan, love thy neighbor. Now, it's like hippy dippy stuff, but you got to understand, no one's perfect. You're not perfect. They're not perfect. And we all have insecurities, mistakes, and everyone has flaws, and in everyone's heart, there's some kind of bad thing about them. No one's perfect. See, the thing is, the reason why you are intimidated is because you feel as if they have something better than you. That you feel like they have something more over you than you do. But the thing is that they have the same insecurity. That really hot guy or girl that you're talking to, they have insecurities. They have problems. They might have serious issues of their health inside, and you don't know anything about it, and that you have something you have over them, but they have something over you. So it's vice versa. There's no one perfect. Even the highest top CEO, maybe they're super old and they're about to die. You don't know. Everyone's gonna die. That's another thing too. Really, who has something over you? The smartest guy in the world might have the highest IQ, but yet be the most awkward guy ever. And then there's you who can just kill it in conversations. I don't know. That's so ironic of what I'm saying right now, or so counterintuitive. But what I'm saying is, people are people, okay? And you got to embrace that. Embrace people love. And each human's an iceberg, as I mentioned. An iceberg, you understand if you guys are on video here, not on the podcast, but you can try to picture it here. The tip of the iceberg only shows about 10% of it. 90% of the iceberg is underneath the water. You can't see. Hence why the Titanic sank, because they thought they were going to go around the iceberg, but really most of the iceberg was below the water that they couldn't see, and you can't see that. It's the same with humans, guys. Cat's out of the bag. And lastly, I need we want to learn from others, aka listening, like really, really listening. And everyone has their own story. Everyone has they want to tell it in their own way, shape, or form. And everyone has their own passion, and they want to just teach you. They can't stop talking about their passion. Like, I can't stop talking about the story of me being awkward and super introverted. I still am kind of awkward and introverted at times, but I have to embrace it. There's a difference between me not embracing it and me now embracing it and me wanting to get better. I'm in a different place now because of that mind shift change, and I'm trying to tell you guys and teach you guys how to do that in a world where the extroverts are going to beat out you in some way, shape, or form through society, which I don't think is the case at all. I think introverts can kill it out there, right? Kill it. I want to come down for this last point. I know it's been kind of a longer podcast than I usually do because it's so passionate for me to talk about. Is that it's not about them. It's all about them and never about you. Never about you. Because we oftentimes look so much as to what we think of ourselves and what we bring to the table. But in the end, when you go into a conversation and you don't want to be awkward, you think about them and only them, and you focus on them. And now if they bring a question back to you, you embrace it, you answer it, talk about yourself, maybe a little story, and then bring it back to them maybe somehow. But in the end, if you don't, basically what I'm saying is this: don't think about yourself during a conversation. You think about yourself too much, you don't even hear what the other person's saying, and then you end up in this weird, awkward position. And that's what I want to get across to you guys, is that you don't need to be awkward in that sense, because you are in a place where you can accept yourself and be the beautiful human being that you are, right? Now, lastly, I want to end with this. No one is perfect. No one is perfect. And with imperfect people comes imperfect conversations. And when you continue to practice these imperfect conversations, you make them a little bit less imperfect as time goes along. And even if they're not, at least, the very least, when you realize people are imperfect, then we come to the point where we can accept who we are and accept reality for what it is. We aren't perfect, and we're not going to have a perfect conversation. And that's what I want to end with. Once again, guys, my name is Johnny Raxa with the Introverted Intellect, teaching you guys in this podcast about why I was awkward and how I overcame it, and how you can overcome awkwardness too, for you little introverts. No, you amazing, awesome introverts out there. And Johnny Raxa, once again, signing out. Until next time, catch you later, folks. Peace.